Wow, hello, you're welcome to Oyakilome Talk on Oyakilome TV. Marriage is not between two people anymore. It now includes relatives, grandma, grandpa, friends, pastors, families, co-workers, even social media. But here are some of the painful truths. Brings me to the topic. Third parties in marriage. Silent killers of love and trust. How to protect your home. Silent killers in marriage. How to protect your home. What is third parties? Marriage actually was designed to be for two that will eventually become one. When we start bringing relatives, social media, pastors, prophets, and the rest of them, our co-workers, our colleagues, our friends, we are now having what I call third party. I can tell you, research has proven that third parties are silently destroying many homes. Third parties are silently destroying many homes. We should be vigilant. We should be attentive. Marriage is a sacred and a divine covenant between a man and a woman, between two individuals. But when external influence, when an outsider are allowed to speak, influence, and even manipulate our decision, it weakens our bonds and it loses the value of the God's design purpose for marriage. When you get married, it is between you and your wife, or between your wife and your husband. Now let's talk about the destructive effect of third parties in our marriages today, and how to try and respectfully create healthy boundary that bring peace and not pain, that brings progress and not retrogressions. Who are the third parties? I've said it before. Who are the third parties in our marriages today? Look at your marriage. In every marriage, there are third parties. There are people who want to influence your marriage based on the way they are running their homes. I know them. There are many around me. But you have to be strong to manage your home, especially as the man or as the woman. Third parties in marriage are not always enemies. Let me tell you that one, so that it will not be as if I'm trying to discredit some persons. Third parties in marriage sometimes are not always enemy, but it is important to state the facts. It is important to state the fact that many times they may be our friends, our in-laws, our co-workers, even our pastors, our evangelists, our apostles, and the rest of them, our shepherd. But what is important is their involvement become harmful, destructive, when they interfere in our private matters. When your in-laws, your friends, your pastors, your shepherd becomes a factor in decision making in your own, it is negative, it is harmful. Top 5 effects of third parties in your home. Effect of third parties. A lot of families are facing challenges because the man may not be strong enough to protect the home, and the woman will want to protect the home, or the woman may not be strong enough to protect the home, and the man will want to protect the home. As a result, there may be conflict and destructions. Loss of trust between spouse. When you are allowing third parties too much in your home, it may make your husband or your wife to lose trust in you. When decisions are made under external influence, your partner may feel betrayed. So decisions are supposed to be made by husband and wife, not husband brother or not husband sister. For example, Two-Face has decided to get into Natasha, so that's for them. Any other person at this particular point is third party in my own. My parents are third party to my own. They have no influence in my house. So likewise, I will want my wife, families, not to have influence in my own. I should be man enough to manage my own. Ooh. 2, increase conflict and misunderstanding. When there are third parties in our homes, it increases conflict in the home and misunderstanding. Outsiders often don't know the full picture. Third parties don't know the full picture. Even when you involve them in your marriage, sometimes you will not be able to tell them the full details of what you are facing. So by so doing, it increases conflict and misunderstanding within the marriage. They will advise you based on what you've given to them. Remember, you did not tell them that it is you that is making your husband to be angry, or it is your husband that is making you to be angry. So they will advise you based on what you said. Emotional detachment. When you call third parties to your marriage, you will lose attachment from your wife or your husband to the third persons. Okay, a partner who's constantly confide in their pastors, their family members, their in-laws will end up having emotional shifts from their husband to the third parties. Third parties also result as disrespect and boundaries in our home. Your in-laws should have boundaries. Your friends should not overstep their boundaries. These are some of the important things. It is not a nice thing for you to call third people into your what? Marriage. Do you know that third parties can also cause spiritual disconnection between husband and wife? The marriage stops being led by God and is being led by people's opinion. Yeah, it's being led by people's opinion. Marriage should be led by God, not people's opinion. Now, how do we build our families, our marriage, biblically and practical guidance? Genesis chapter 2 verse 24 says, therefore a man shall leave his father. A man, that is, you must attain the level of maturity in reasoning, in critical thinking to become a man. And a woman also must achieve that level of, you cannot be a man or a woman and still be depending on your mother for decision. You may need advice, you may need counsel, but not depending on their counsel to live. So Genesis 2:24 says, therefore a man shall live. So when you've left your parents, you've left them, let them live their own life, you live your own life, okay? But that does not cause disconnection anyway. The Bible is clear. Marriage is a living and cleaving process. Take note, marriage is a living together and cleaving process. You must build a foundation on your own. You must build a new foundation on your own without the interference of your church, pastors, in-laws, and the rest of them. It is very important. What are the tips to protect your marriage? What are the tips to protect your marriage? It's simple. Sometimes I do get this wrong out with my wife, but we communicate. I say, I'm sorry. I always want to say I'm the one. I'm sorry. I always like to say I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Even if I'm not wrong, I'm sorry, Apostle. Apostle. And communicate deeply with your spouse. First, when there are issues, communicate with your husband first, your wife first, before an outsider. Your pastor is an outsider, no matter how spiritual it is. How many times has your pastor visit you and tell you that his wife is beating him? So if your wife is not discussing their intimate relationship with you, why should you be the one taking your family to your husband, your pastors? Set clear boundaries for families and friends. Don't expose your partner weakness to others. Don't expose your partner weakness to others. You must learn to pray together as husband and wife. Stay spiritually connected and complain to God alone. Seek counseling. There's no doubt about this. There are some times we need counsel. Seek counsel from neutral professionals, godly people. For example, a lot of persons seek counsel from me. It's not as if I'm perfect. Probably they are seeking counsel from me because I'm neutral, because they feel I'm professional, because they feel I'm godly. Not taking your issue to people that will use it as sermon tomorrow in the church. Not taking your problem to people that will use it to laugh around tomorrow because you are no longer in good terms. Even pastors does that sometimes. It is wrong. What are the real life examples? I once counseled a couple where the wife always ran to her sister and mother whenever issues arose. Over time, her husband felt he had lost his wife, his home to the wife people. The marriage is almost collapsed as I speak to you. Almost collapsed because there were no more connection between two of them. But after settling the matter, I'm using this as a teaching, okay? Because I took permission from them. After settling this matter, I was able to teach them the ability of what we call boundaries. And at the end of the day, the marriage was restored. The marriage was restored. In conclusion, beloved, marry your friend. A lot of you today are getting married based on recommendation. I was discussing with a young man the other day on this. A lot of you today are getting married based on media. You just saw somebody looks beautiful, because of shape, you get married. No, you stand the chances of having a struggled marriage. I've known my wife since when we were in 200 level back then at Amrozali University Ekuma. She was at a motor house there, room 20. And now they forget that room. I have some classmates in our hostels. They are listening. That's how I knew your mom. So what I'm saying is that you must marry your what? Your friend. Beloved, your marriage deserves protections. Don't let love ruled by external world voices. Protect your own. I like what one of my colleagues said. He said, I guide my own with jealousy. I guide my territory. I love that word. So I borrowed this word from him. If he's listening to this teaching, we know that this particular word is from him. Let no man or friend or relative come between you and your husband or your wife. Remember what God has joined together. Let no man come between them. Thank you for this teaching, for your time. I would like you to subscribe, like, and share. Remember, no third party will destroy your home if you did not permit them to. If you permit third parties in your home, they will come and stay. They may even take your position. Okay? Thank you very much. I still remain my humble self, EVG UE Oyaklome. Remember to subscribe, please. UE Oyaklome RXL. God bless you. Shalom.